Okay, students, we are going to start our new chapter today. That is belonging to geography. Okay, that belongs to geography and that to manufacturing industries. It is very important chapter in your syllabus this time. Okay, not this time, but every time it is very important. Actually, this chapter is important in the viewpoint of map. Okay, that also I will be sharing with you what kind of questions are being asked there in the map section. Okay, and from which chapter whatever can be asked over there, that also we are going to discuss, but not now. Okay, so let me share with you the screen. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
So manufacturing industries. Now let us understand what industry or what manufacturing is. What industry is, that we know very well. Industry is something where the things are being produced, but the process which takes place over there, that is called the manufacturing process. And what exactly that means? So manufacturing sector is considered, let us understand first of all, it is considered the backbone of development in general. Okay, it is called as,
Yes.
okay, and it is very important in the development of economic sector or economy of the particular country, like production of goods. Now goods may be called as the goods which are used day by day, means day to day, in our day to day life, that the goods which are used in our life, those are goods. Okay, and those are daily needs goods. So production of those goods, from goods, it means from which goods? Definitely the goods would be in raw form. In which form? Raw form. Suppose there is an industry over there. Okay, in this industry, this is a field over here, and from field the production, means raw material, would be transported to the manufacturing unit. The manufacturing unit would manufacture the another product or another goods. Okay, from that particular raw material. This is raw material, this is industry. Okay, now on other hand, it would be producing some finished goods. Finished goods, those goods which come to us directly into the market by using any chain. Okay, there is a chain through which it comes to us. Okay, it does not come directly to the customer. Okay, so there is the production of other goods from the raw material or raw goods, or merchandise in large quantities after processing from raw materials. Merchandise means to provide into the market. That is called merchandise. Okay, so from raw material we process the raw material and we produce the another goods to more valuable products, is called manufacturing. It means, suppose this is a raw material, so raw material would be of 10 rupees per kg. Okay, so definitely whatever the finished goods would be produced, so that would not cost only 10 rupees, it would be cost maybe 30, okay, per kg, or maybe 50 per kg. Okay, means all the costing would be added to it and it would be provided to the customer with the new value or new MRP. So the thing is very simple over here to understand, that manufacturing is something that we take the raw material in bulk form, and that bulk form is been transformed into the another usable goods. Okay, usable goods that are available into the market. That process is called as manufacturing. Have you got the point?
Yes, sir.
Is there any problem, any doubt till now? What is manufacturing over there?
No, sir, no doubt.
Okay,
No doubt.
now this manufacturing actually involves value addition to raw materials. See, I just told you value addition, it is called as value addition. Value addition. Value addition means I just told you that some raw material is costing rupees 10. So that raw material would be transformed into the finished good, and it would be adding another costs or additional costs to it. Understood? The products may be aimed directly for consumers or for such use in other industries for further processing and value addition. Let us understand this thing, very, very important. This is okay. How? Now, let us understand, or let us take example of iron and steel industry. Which industry? Iron and steel industry. Now, only producing, now iron or steel is produced through using coal as a raw material. Are you getting my point? Okay. Iron needs coal. Now, coal is the raw material for extracting iron and steel from it. Now, this is for that manufacturing unit or manufacturing company or industry. It is the finished good. Iron and steel would become finished good for which is extracted from coal. But this iron and steel may be used as raw material for another industry. For example, railways. Isn't it? Means iron and steel would be used as raw material to manufacture, to produce like engines, coaches, okay, bogies, railroads. Are you getting my point? Okay, such things would be produced by using iron and steel, though it is the finished product for some another industry, but that iron and steel would become the raw material for the other one. Have you got? And now, whatever the value was added to this iron and steel, if it comes to this company or to this industry, definitely it would add some additional cost. Add additional cost to it. Are you getting my point? For example,
Yes,
sugar from sugarcane, paper from wood. Now, paper is not actually flowering there on any tree, right? We have to cut the particular type of wood. That pulp, it has to be transformed into the pulp. That pulp is used to make the paper in the other industry. Understood? So wood is a raw material for one. The pulp is a finished good for other company. Pulp. This is a finished good for other company, and this pulp is a raw material for paper making company. Are you getting? Okay. Just like happened with sugar and sugarcane. Understood? Have you got with the manufacturing? Okay, is there any doubt till now?
No, sir.
Okay. Now let us understand what is importance of manufacturing. Manufacturing in the sense we actually produce some another products, and those products I just explained here now, that those finished products can be the raw material for another industry. So manufacturing sector is the backbone of development, economic development, I must say. Economic development. The strength of a country is measured by the development of manufacturing industries. See, any country's development is depending upon its industries. At what cost or at what volume the industries are been manufacturing the products, because the products which are manufactured in our country, those products are not only used in our country, but they are exported as well. Why do we export the things? So that we can generate the foreign currency. Are you getting? Which is more than in value, which is more in value than us, right? Isn't it? Like USA. USA has $1 cost, we cost rupees 76, isn't it? In round figure, I'm telling you. And nowadays, the Russia and Ukraine, the war is going on there. So definitely the value of rupees or rupiah has been decreased. Means the value of USA dollar is been increased. And in that case, we say that our rupee is weak. Our rupee is weak or weaker than US dollar. Have you got it? Okay.
Yes.
So any country's development, it is very necessary that to produce the products, to manufacture the products as much as the country can. Do you know? I would tell you one example of one of the countries in the world, and that is Japan. Have you heard the name of this country?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Japan is a very little country, but in the market, especially in Indian market and the market which are founded in bulk or the largest markets in the world, like China, like India, and the countries which are having most of the population, those countries are using Japan made electronic appliances most of the times. You might have seen. Sony is a Japanese company. Are you getting? And the products which are made by or which are produced by Sony company, they are very popular in Indian markets. So that country, though it is very little, it is very small in size, but it has that much human resource that can be added to the value of the production. And for that product, final product, they import the raw material from other countries. Raw material is being sent by us to them, but we are not able to produce such kind of appliances in our own country because of lack into the human resources. Are you getting the point? Okay, this is the tragedy that is happening in our country, or that happens with our country. Understood? Are you getting the point?
Yes,
Huh?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, I get.
It is a thoughtful thing that why should we provide the raw material to others, to other companies, sorry, countries, but still we are not able to produce such kind of products in our own country. So we are seeing the importance of manufacturing. So this is the importance of manufacturing. I just told you, I just explained here the example of Japan country, the country Japan, where you will see that if that country would be compared to any any state of our country, so it is very little, it is smaller than the some state as well. Understood? In our country. Got it? Another importance is manufacturing industries aid in modernization of agriculture. Aid means help. Aid means help. Okay. So how manufacturing industries, they modernize the agricultural development? Actually, due to the manufacturing of various tools. Okay, various infrastructure for setting up the farms, for setting up the agricultural products. Okay, that is provided by manufacturing industries. You might have seen nowadays the traditional way of doing agriculture is being actually vanishing from our culture, from our society. Many of the times we use, what do we use? The mechanized things. Even those mechanized things, this is a tragedy again. These mechanized things actually snatched the jobs of the traditional people, especially those who belong to villages, as they are not trained enough in the actually industries. Okay, and they are not trained enough to handle or to run those what we can say, the appliances over there. Okay, or instruments or equipment. Okay, they are in the farm, so the job is being snatched from it. Okay, but we do not see to that darkened side of the people. It reduces dependence of people on agricultural income by providing those jobs. He helped in eradicating unemployment and poverty. Now, how is it? I don't know. Because only trained and skilled people would be employed there. Are you agree with me?
Yes.
Trained and skilled people would be employed there in running the equipment. Okay, in operating the equipment there in the agriculture. What about those people who are not trained and skilled? That is enough, and that generates unemployment there. Okay, on the other hand, even if it is providing employment to others and eradicating the unemployment and poverty from the society, but still many are the people there who are not even today cop up with the mechanized system of agriculture. As this time today also, today agricultural setup is costing more than 10 lakh rupees. So a normal farmer cannot even think in his dreams that he would set up some mechanized formation there in his farmland. Is it possible, beta? No, it is not possible, isn't it? So actually you will say that sir is telling importance or other. I'm telling you both the things. I'm comparing here. Got it? It brings down regional disparities by public sector and joint ventures in backward and tribal areas. Yes, manufacturing industries actually reached to the people where it was not possible before a decade. Okay. Trading in export earns valuable foreign exchange. I just told you before some time. Understood? Trading in export in the sense we actually use those industrial equipment in our agricultural farms or another production of the products, and those products are being sent or are being exported there in other countries, and we generate the foreign revenue or foreign exchange. Another importance is prosperity lies in the diversification of manufacturing industries with quality and valuable products. Now, why is it said like prosperity lies in the diversification? It means we upon should not rely upon only one or another type of production of the product, another type of production. We should actually spread this production throughout the industrial area, so that if suppose any particular manufacturing industry is going under depression, so other industry can cop up to maintain the economic development of the country. Understood? Have you got the point, beta?
Yes, sir. Yes.
This is very important chapter. See here it is written that 17% of GDP is being generated by manufacturing industries. As in our country, there are a lot of people who are rich enough, who are wealthy enough, and they run the successful business, okay, in the country, throughout the country, and they are providing the jobs to other people. Okay, employment, they are generating the employment. Another thing that is given here, like a relation between agriculture and industry. Now let us understand. Through this, we will go towards the types of industries which are run in our country. Okay. So what is the, one second. What is the relationship between the agriculture and the industry? not exclusive of each other, but move hand in hand. Not exclusive of each other in the sense दोनों में से कोई भी नहीं, लेकिन but they run parallelly. They run parallelly. So the agro industries have helped in increasing agricultural productivity. Agro-based industry, I would have to say here, agro-based industry. It has increased there, and by using some mechanized way of the equipment, the agricultural productivity has been increased. First thing means there is direct relationship between the agriculture and the industry, as agriculture provides, what does it provide? It provides raw material to other industries. Have you got it?
Yes. Yes.
Agro industries depend on agricultural sector for raw material. Definitely. Agro industries sell to farmers the products like irrigation pumps, fertilizers, insecticides, okay, tools, etc. These things are being sold to the farmers. By whom? By agro industries. Means they produce the pumps, the motors, okay, the equipment which are totally usable there in the agriculture or real farm there on ground, okay, they provide such things to the farmers, and farmers in turn, by using that mechanized way of equipment, they produce the raw material, and those raw material are being sent to the industries or manufacturing unit to be produced another product or finished goods. Another relationship, the development and competitiveness of manufacturing industries. The development and competitiveness of manufacturing means in our country, not in our only in our country, but the countries across the world, they are having such kind of competition. Suppose one company is producing only irrigation pumps, so another company would only produce the fertilizers or insecticides or another tools which are used in the agriculture. Are you getting my point? So this generates the competitiveness across the country, and this competitiveness makes the industrialists to set up more units, in the country. Did you get it? And if suppose there are more industries set up or units set up, manufacturing units set up, definitely it would generate the employment. And through this, we can add to the GDP of our country. This is the hierarchy from where we come, okay, or we go through. The development and competitiveness of manufacturing industries, it helps agricultural productivity and as well as makes the production system more efficient. Means more and more efficiently we can produce the products, okay. In the ancient times or some decades ago, the farmers were able to cultivate or harvest once in a year, but using the mechanized way in the agriculture, they are now able to cultivate or harvest the crops throughout the year, and that too three times in a year, okay. Multiple times they can cultivate the crops. Have you got it? So this is something that the industrial development made it possible for the other industries or other raw material producing industries. They're way easy to produce them, okay. now we are living in the era of globalization, as every country can be connected to other country within seconds. To compete in the international, the Indian goods must be at par with international standards. Now it is the challenge. It is the challenge in our country. As the industries which are developed in our country, if they are competing with the other countries' industries or not, they must be reliable. They must be able to give a tough competition to such industries, because not only in our country but other countries are also doing the same things, and they are also exporting and importing exporting and importing business. They are also involved in that. So standardized things should be imported and even exported. Okay, then only our country can compete with the globalization and its market. We got it? Is there any doubt till now?
No doubt.
No doubt. Okay. Now, what is the contribution of industry to national economy? Is it the another heading in your book? Contribution. Contribution means in another way, or in another word, we can say help in our national economy. Yes, definitely the share in the GDP. GDP means, what does it mean by GDP? Yes, beta?
Gross development product.
Gross domestic product.
Gross domestic product. Okay. So how does it calculate? Total income of the country divided by total population of the country. What would bring there, or what would be the answer there? Definitely the GDP, gross domestic product. So the share of manufacturing sector has stagnated there at 17% of GDP. Means overall GDP, if suppose there is 100% GDP, so definitely 17% GDP is being generated through manufacturing sector or manufacturing industries. Second thing is, the share of this sector is much lower than some East Asian countries, with between 25 to 35%. It is 36% in China and 35% in Thailand. The Make in India initiative, you might have heard this. The Make in India means the products must be used which are made in India. Okay, this was the initiative taken by the government. Now it is nowadays also, it is very essential to create the right environment for manufacturing sector to grow in our own country, as most of the things we purchase which belong to other countries, you might have seen most of the things which you order through Amazon or Flipkart and others. So on that carton, it is directly written that it is made in China, it is made in Japan, made in Thailand, made in whatever. Okay, and so on countries. Lots of things are written over there. And lots of countries, they are selling their products in our own country, because India is the largest market for them, and they are generating more revenue than us. We people are not actually praising our own productions. We always see some deficiencies in the production which is done in India. Let us take an example, mobile phones. Do you think in your home, how many, whatever the number of mobiles are there, do they belong to Indian companies? How many mobiles belong to Indian companies? Can you tell?
Sir, Nokia belongs to India. Sir, two.
No, no. Do you have right now?
No, sir. Nothing. No.
Do you have that phone in your home now? Means
No.
No, sir.
actually whatever the phones and whatever the appliances, electronic appliances we are using nowadays in our home, those are not belonging. Means most of the things, 70-80% things, they do not belong to our own country. They are made in other countries, or in the level of other countries, they would be produced here in India only, and they would be sold into the same market. But we will not restrict it. Why? Because we say that no, those companies, if they are set up over here, so they are generating employment for us. But beta, what about GDP? They are taking a lot of money. They are extracting a lot of money from our country, and they are taking that money to their own country. Are you getting? This is something that
Item near to other countries.
This would be a two-way war, right? Like you're making this point where you're saying that the country is not being helped, but then you have to look at it from the point of view of a customer, of a buyer. He wants good quality products at a less price, and that is just not simply available
is
in
the
the
point,
Indian.
Shadab. I wanted to come to that as well. That is the point I wanted to come now. See, ultimately the customer would find there the satisfaction, doesn't it? If I'm not satisfied with any product, even though that product is being produced in my own country, I would not purchase it because it is not meeting my requirement. Are you getting the point? It was just a patriotic thing that I wanted to tell here. Patriotism
I was
is
just
there, no?
adding more insight to the topic.
No, actually what it is, a patriotism that we should show towards our country. But unfortunately, we are not able to produce such kind of products in our country. Now, notice, you might have seen the people those who are going to other countries to take higher educations. Higher education. Have you heard this? Most of the people in your own surroundings as well, they might have gone to other countries to take their, or to pursue their higher education. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that kind of environment is not being generated here in our country. If suppose it is now generated over there, definitely our resources would work for us only. They would not go anywhere else. But let us go with that only. If we talk about the Make in India initiative, so it was only to generate the employment in our country and to bring the products, to bring the products of our own country into the market. Okay, the rate means the 7% rate of growth in manufacturing sector has shown some trends of growth at 9 to 10% since 2003. Means our GDP rate is been increasing as soon as we put our industries into the Make in India initiative. See, Shadab and all, I was not putting my point over there. I was not stressing there at my point that we are using the other country's phone and all. Okay, and other appliances. I also do not agree with it. I also used one phone of made in India, and I just throw there. I throw it within a month or two. Understood? As it did not meet with my requirements. So that is another case. But here in regard of industries, we generally prefer the other countries' products to be spread in our country. Okay, the development rate like 7% to 9% and 9% to 10%, such kind of rate of development growth here we might have seen in the coming years as well. Now the desired growth rate has been set at 12%. Is it possible for us? Yes, it is possible for us if we will set our goal to achieve it. NMCC, what is it? National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council has been set up to achieve the desired growth rate with the help of appropriate government policies and renewed efforts to improve productivity. See here, only industrialists are not responsible for making our country as Make in India initiative. It is the government as well. We should provide such kind of environment to the industrialists so that they would be able to perform the competitiveness in the global market. Have you got it? So manufacturing industries are a great help to the national development in its economy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, the factors of industrial location. Now we have seen the importance, the relationship of the industries and agriculture, agro-based contribution of industries there. Before that, importance of manufacturing, what manufacturing is. Now it is the time to understand what kind of factors responsible to set up some industries. Now one thing is for sure, wherever the raw material is available, definitely the industry which is depend totally upon that raw material, so that would be set up nearby that area. Are you agree with this point? But
Yes.
only getting raw material is not sufficient to grow in any industrial sector. How? Physical factors are important, human factors are important, decision making process is important, and factors of production as well. So availability of raw material, water, climate, power, these are some things which are physical factors. Raw materials, okay, raw material is very important. Suppose raw material is available but water is not available, suitable climate is not available, suitable power supply is not available, so industry can't be grown there. Another human factor is there, or human factor, this factor is very important in the location of industry. Labor, what kind of labors do we like to employ there? Right? Am I correct there? Cheap labors. Means the people who are working in the industry, they must not ask for the higher wages or higher salaries, or any industry. Now that is another part that through the Labor Act or the Minimum Wages Act 1948, okay, if they are going through that, so it is another matter if they are asking for the increment into the wages. Human factor, other thing is capital. Capital means, what does mean by capital? That is fund, money. What amount of money is with the industrialist. Second thing is market. Why market is important? Suppose you have manufactured a lot of products, but those products are not finding suitable market to be sold out. So those products would be as it is there in the industrial area, isn't it? So it is very, very necessary for the company or for any industry, if it is setting up over there, so you should see that the market is got there. Understood? The market, I'm not asking you that the market should be there within the 5 and 10 kilometers only. It may be 50 or 100 kilometers, okay, if there is a need, but it should be found over there, and it should have the easy transportation. Suppose the transportation facilities are not proper over there, so definitely it would affect the production of the industry. Government policies, Government policies are generally affect the industrial area, like most of the times tax or revenue. Sorry, revenue and or tax. These policies, if they are giving that much liberalization to the industries, if they can produce the products freely, okay, this is very important. Their human factor in the location of industry. The key decisions of the factory location are least cost. What are the decisions? That in setting up the industry, it should cost least. Government policies should be in the favor of industrial area and that industrialist, and even the product which is being produced in that particular industry. Another thing is specialized labor. Just we have discussed over there. What kind of labors can you tell? Which labors are
They're
important
cheap
here?
labor.
Okay, cheap labor, but what kind? Means even they should trained or
Skilled.
skilled. Got it? That is why the word is used as specialized. Have you got it, beta? The factors of production: land is must, labor, capital, entrepreneur. What is entrepreneur?
A person who sets up a business.
Businessman, entrepreneur, who is the pioneer of that particular industry. Okay, infrastructure is very important. In infrastructure, many things are included over there. So first of all, safety measures. In any industry which is producing the other kinds of products. Okay, now industrialization and urbanization go hand in hand. What is urbanization?
So the creation of more and
Now
more cities.
we are going to understand now. See, it is totally related to the concentration of population. Have you heard the name Tisco?
Yes.
Tata Iron and Steel Company. Initially actually it was set up there in 1907, but its actual production was started from 1912. Okay, but when Jamshedji Tata, Dorabji Tata set up this industry there in Chhattisgarh, yes, okay, there in those days, in that decade, it was totally a village, and that village too with the scattered houses. Those houses were not concentrated, they were not at one place, actually they were scattered, alag alag the wo sab. So what would have happened if that person would have thought that no, what would I do if I would set up the industry here, and here the people are not using my production and all. Okay, what should have happened? Today there would have not the name in the history, and even today in the on the map of the world, Tisco would have not been there, isn't it? But the concentration is of population is depending upon the industrialization. And why is it go hand to hand? We are going to see here. Normally what happened? Industrialization even in remote areas converts it into an urban area. Remote areas even, the people who are belonging to villages. But by the time when the industrialization is set up over there, it gets that kind of production over there. It is producing a lot of production over there, and it is making the people to set their houses or settle their houses there around the industrialization, and that converts that village type area into the urban area. Required infrastructure, facilities and services get available, and people just are involved in their jobs over there. Understood? With the availability of facilities, infrastructure and services. Definitely. Suppose big industry has been set up over there, and you might have heard that Tata means this Tata Group or Tisco, they are providing their employees, and they are just treating their employees as semi-government. In the sense, most of the things which are provided by the government, those things are being provided by such company industries even. Okay. Now they have become the public sector industries, as if there is a combination, means public sector in the sense undertaken by the government. Understood? Undertaken by the government. So infrastructure, availability of facilities and services, these things are important to set up the urbanization nearby the industrialization. Sometimes industries are located in or near cities. Cities provide market. Why they are set up over there? Because the market, the bulk market is captured by the industry. Other services like banking, they are nearby to the industry. Insurance, transportation, consultants, financial advices, lots of things which are nearby to the industries. That is why these industries are sometimes set up nearby the cities. And even the skilled and trained labors are available there. Manpower is available there. Human power or human resources are available to the industry. Did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us understand that algorithm. Is it? I made it wrong spelling over here. Agglomeration of economies. Agglomeration. What does it mean by agglomeration? Huh?
There is in the coming together.
How it? See.
Sir, is it the union of many many?
Yes, that is also
companies?
But you all live there in a particular city. You might have heard the name industrial area there, isn't it? Industrial area where most of the industries they come together. Industries, they locate at the same area, and most of the companies they produce the same kind of product. Produce same kind of product, or the product which is needed by another industry nearby it. Okay, that is called agglomeration. So the industries come together to locate near each other to make use of advantages of urban center, large market, lower transport costs, and other related benefits as well. Means the benefits which they are extracting, so they are depending upon each other for their produce. Means all these lead to agglomeration of economies, which gradually results in large industrial agglomeration. Means suppose one day two industries have been set up over there, another day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, a lots of industries would set up at one place or at in one area, so that would become the industrial agglomeration. Okay, which is very very important even in the point of view of economic development. Understood? So these companies, if they are setting up nearby them or themselves, definitely they would cut the cost of transportation. You would even they would just provide their products to the nearby market. Okay, and even if they are set up nearby such areas, so they would get the large market. Understood? Have you got it?
Yes, I understood.
Okay, so today we will see till this. Another points would be discussed in the next class. Okay, be ready for that, and please go through the book whatever we have learned right now. Okay, beta.
Okay, sir.
Now you may leave the class. Have a nice time. Good night. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good